Mario Minico Fan, rants, reviews, gameplay, and more. Rome Aventi, a nice and romantic track in Italy. This track may look like just another bland tour track, but it has some things to offer. We start out driving through the iconic Colosseum. While driving through it isn't the most exciting, if you play in time trials, the view from the gaps is amazing. After the ramp off the Colosseum, we then drive on some brick road past some ancient monuments. That's cool at least. We then enter a courtyard with a statue of a man on a horse. There's Toads and Yoshis there cheering everybody on. There's a 180-degree bend there. The next turn as well has a shortcut, but it requires a mushroom. We then drive past a fountain. The road splits. As usual, they cover the same amount of ground. After the second lap after driving more road, we drive up to some steps. The right way is faster, but the left has more leeway. After that, we drive on a dirt road on the outside of a little gated water area. We drive in the second courtyard. Be careful of the oncoming racers. The third lap, we start off driving or gliding over the Trevi Fountain. The fountain looks phenomenal. Drive through it or glide over everything. We then drive back into the Colosseum briefly. Don't let the chain chomps scare you. You can trick off the damaged road the chain chomps bite into. The glider from earlier is up. Either drive the road or glide over it all. There's also some fuzzy buzzy rings to go through. This track is pretty and average, but at least it takes place on one of the most beautiful places in the world, and the music fits the aesthetic too. DK Mountain. Oh boy, another great track. DK Mountain has us driving in a tropical-like place. For starters, there are the mud areas with barrels. Then we shoot out from the cannon and glide to the very angry mountain. The mountain is nothing but rock, and the edges have item boxes, which is cool, and the view in the background is gorgeous. There's also some more DK barrels on the following ramp. There's also a half pipe with some item boxes. The next area, we are back in the tropical-like area. The only obstacle in this whole track are the boulders that fall. Watch out for them. The road after that is very windy. It's easy to catch some speed here. Before the second windy turn, you can actually skip a portion of this area by driving close to the ledge at the right point. I know this is a very well-known shortcut, but I had to just add it in. The last thing seen is the wavy bridge at the end. You can perform tricks for some speed. This track overall is spectacular, and the music sounds just like its original form with a boost of high quality. Daisy Circuit. It's a daisy track, but you wouldn't have known that if I didn't tell you. We start out in front of a crowd of toads. After driving on some road, there's a path that leads to some stairs, but you'll need a mushroom for it. We take a turn and see a couple of fountains. Not only fountains, but two large statues of Daisy and Luigi, as well as Baby Luigi and Baby Daisy. The road splits into two ways, but all cover the same amount of road. We then briefly enter a tunnel and can boost off of a ramp. You can also drive on the sidewalk briefly, but it's slower than the road. We then come to an area of a lot of speed boosts, items, and you can once again drive on the sidewalk. There are more things, like the lighthouse, but other than that, this track, while on the blander side, the sunset, the music, and the atmosphere are all what make this track gorgeous in the end. Piranha Plant Cove, by far one of the most refreshing tracks from Mario Kart Tour. Piranha Plant Cove is filled with variety with its track layout and design. To start, this entire track is held underwater. We first head into some underwater spouts and up a flight of stairs. The first area is charming to say the least. After coming out of the water for a bit, we drive on some rocky roads and past a temple, and that's cool. Then back into the water, we drive up a two-way split. We drive on a small skinny road passing a beach house. Also watch out for the giant piranha plant on this road. The temple really pulls off a real grim and ancient look. We then glide out to another platform and back into the water for the second lap. Upon coming from the water, we enter the temple area. While going up the stairs, you can branch off to another path. We then explore an underwater cavern with swamps, rocks, and there are some speed boosts. We veer off to the left for the third lap and explore more of the caverns. You can take a risk and get one of the item boxes from one of the clams if you'd like. There's then a giant sunken pirate ship. To the left of it, there's a shortcut, but it requires a mushroom. After driving for a bit, we then head downstairs going deeper underwater. There's a giant Unagi eel as you come down, but it'll rarely ever hit you. Piranha Plant Cove has a really great flow to it. There's so much to look at and it's just so much fun to drive through everything. You would not expect an underwater stage like this to be so enjoyable and unique, but something about it just works so well. From this cup, Piranha Plant Cove is my personal favorite track. What's your favorite track from the Acorn Cup from Mario Kart Deluxe? Let me know down in the comments. Like if you liked, dislike if this deserves a Luigi death stare. Make sure to subscribe to the channel to be notified about upcoming videos and projects. Thanks for watching, have a beautiful day! This game isn't World of Goo 2, it's World of Poo 2! Why do I have to be forced to memorize a number that is longer than my social security number?
Oh my god, that's really good to start right there.
And what this game could really use, and what the main selling point would bring this fucking game to the sales, would be to give some online multiplayer. I stole first place. There you go, that's how you do it.